Have you ever been certain, absolutely certain, that something happened, only to find out it didn't? A childhood book spelled differently, a movie quote that doesn't exist, a historical event that never happened. You tell people, they laugh, they call it bad memory. Then you find others, thousands, even millions, who remember it exactly the way you do. This is called the Mandela effect. And what you're about to hear might make you question everything, even reality itself. The Mandela effect gets its name from one specific memory. Many people, not a few, but millions clearly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s. They remember news coverage, the funeral, even the global mourning. Except that never happened. Mandela was released, became president, and didn't die until decades later. That was the beginning, but it didn't stop there. People began noticing strange inconsistencies everywhere. Bernstein Bears? Most people swear it was Bernstein. Luke, I'm your father? That's not what Darth Vader said. The Monopoly Man? Never had a monocle. Pikachu's tail? Never had a black tip. These aren't obscure details, these are things burned into our collective memory, somehow rewritten. So how can millions of people share the same wrong memory? That's where things get disturbing. The skeptics will tell you this is all in your head. Our brains make mistakes. We remember patterns, not details. But if this is just human error, why are so many people misremembering the same exact things across different countries, cultures, generations? What if reality itself is a problem? The theory goes like this. We live in a simulation, and sometimes it glitches. Details change, small things are rewritten. Most people don't notice, those who do, they call it the Mandela effect. But here's the chilling part. What if these aren't mistakes? What if these glitches are intentional? Patches, updates, tests to see who notices. In 2012, CRN's Large Hadron Collider successfully smashed particles together in ways never done before. Some believe this fractured reality itself, that we, all of us, shifted into a different timeline, one where things are just slightly wrong. Parallel universes, slight overlaps, you didn't change, but the world around you did, and no one told you. Think about it. You wake up in a world that looks like yours, feels like yours, but isn't yours. How would you even know? Of course, not everyone buys into this. Psychologists say this is just how the human brain works. We store impressions, not perfect details. Over time, memories get blurred. They call it confabulation, where your brain quietly fills in the blanks with what feels right, even if it's wrong. That sounds reasonable, but then again, why are we all making the same mistakes? That's the part no one can fully explain. The reason this should bother you isn't because of some grand conspiracy or secret organization pulling strings behind the scenes. It's because these tiny details, these little shifts in your memory, force us to confront something we don't like thinking about. Our reality is fragile. Whether it's your brain making mistakes or the world itself rewriting details, the truth is you'll never really know for sure. What you remember about your past, about history, about the world around you could all be wrong, and you wouldn't even realize it. We trust our minds to tell us what's real. But what happens when your mind and millions of others start remembering things differently? What happens when the version of reality you thought was solid just isn't anymore? That's the real horror of the Mandela effect, not the alternate timelines or simulations. Just a terrifying possibility that you might not be able to trust your own reality anymore. Not now, not ever again. So the next time someone tells you it's always been Bernstein, or that quote never existed, ask yourself, did they change it? Or did reality change around you? Let me know in the comments, have you experienced the Mandela effect, or is this your first warning sign?